man's journey into a self... The goal is to make a finished painting, or a drawing. It's so hard to do this. There's a lot of resistance, but I keep trying to work through it, and whew. It's like every time I think about making one of these, I don't know how to do it. And it's gotta be important, and it should have a lot of depth and soul and blah, blah, blah. Like, what the fuck? Way to kill it with your brain. I need to get out of here a little more and move into here a little more. Thank you for tuning in to this week's therapy session. So I've broken down the steps of making a finished piece into 5 simple steps. The sketching idea stage, the drawing or base stage, inking, shading, and coloring. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, 5 steps to get on your way to a finished piece of artwork. Now, to overcome the hurdles. So I've made an agreement with myself that this is a practice in just producing the work, not getting too hooked up in what it looks like. Whew, it feels hard. There's like a wall. I've noticed that there's the sketching stage or the brainstorming stage, and then there's the sitting down to make work stage, and for me, they're very different. I can't just sit down and be like, okay, now brainstorm, go. One thing that is cool is I have stacks and stacks and stacks of drawings. I have a wonderful, horrible habit of just making drawings and just putting them away. There's a whole giant pile. So maybe if I go through here, I'll be able to find something to just work off of. I don't have to come up with the idea right now. I just want to start doing the idea. So I found a drawing. I think this is going to be quite satisfactory. I think there's several different things I could do with this. So first step is I've got to sketch this son of a bitch out. I'm using Strathmore Vision watercolor paper. So what I'm going to do is I'll sketch it on one of these sides, and then I'll set it onto a light box and spark it up. Note to self. I notice a moment where I start to freak out a little bit about how the figure doesn't look exactly like a human skull. But art is one of the few things that has the opportunity to look like whatever the hell it needs to look like. Not even so much what you want it to look like. It doesn't have to be any specific thing. It's a representation. Simple. So don't get too caught in the weeds. Just let it be. Boy, I sure am getting good at procrastinating. Step 1, sketch. Check. Next step, we're on to the inking stage. Now we're gonna try to anchor up. You gotta get a pickup truck. If you want it, you can get it. Ain't no problem. Get your friends. Because I drew on one side, the other side got just filthy with just ink and smears and stuff. Everything I have has a fine layer of filth all over it. I wasn't quite sure how I wanted to ink this thing. I suddenly realized there's a billion ways to do anything. And after I swept the floor, walked the dog, reorganized my socks, and had a quick snack, I decided to test 2 options. One has been lost forever. The other has now been broken. The quill pen, or Winsor Newton, the world famous Series 7 nerd fact. 99% of pro as fuck comic book artists ink with these. But I think I'm gonna go with the quill. There's something about the lines are solid. I don't know. I just kind of like them a little bit more, and then I'll go through and do all the brush work. Side note, that's broken now. More Vision watercolor paper. It's so hard to pull out of the ream. It's always ripping, and it looks like shit when you get it out. It's like, what are you supposed to... But it's too... You can't just use this inside of it, because it's too... Like the... I guess you could. Maybe I'm doing it wrong. Enough procrastinating. They don't talk it up. Well, me, my friend, is different. That is for sure. I pray to the God so my spirit can endure. Then I talk it up. Yes, I talk it up. We are shaded and inked. think the next step is to step into the brush realm and see exactly where that takes us. But I'm always a little nervous to use color, so I'll start with black and we'll just see where it goes from there. Don't move, let me just... Filthy. I made a little agreement with myself recently. I decided hair can be anything it needs to be. Free for all. You get a section of hair, just do whatever you want. Sometimes it looks good, and sometimes it doesn't. Just like real life. Okay, what if I make another deal with myself? Anything that I want to commotion, I can commotion. Play with brush strokes, just see what happens. It doesn't... If you fuck it up, you just gotta start over. And then you'll be that much better because of that. Is that enough incentive? No, I might have just talked myself out of it. I sure am procrastinating the next step. Color, gotta add some color to this. I had an epiphany, a thought, a realization, if you will. What was it? I think the energy on the subjects should not be black. I think that all the commotion, the brushwork, should be colored. It'll make a lot more sense. Right now it's just busy, it's kind of confusing. You're like, what am I looking at here? There's like a guy, is that his hair, is that energy? Okay, so color. I think I'll have to do blocks. This should be one color, and then the energy coming off of them, I think will be two colors. Later, so much later. We're good to go. I just gotta add a little bit of colorful movement as it has on this side. Just kind of tie the room together a little bit. But I am so home stretch on this thing. I feel like I'm just gonna finish it now, look at it tomorrow morning, talk to you again, and then that'll be it. I'm happy with this, which is very confident boosting. Okay, whatever, let me just finish this.
You clean it in your hand. You fold up the paper and you roll it in your hand. And you hold it up. Yes, you hold it up.
Finished. I'm pretty burnt out. Trust Tree, 9 Inch Nails, The Downward Spiral. I don't remember like half of these songs. Like, what the hell? I listened to this album a lot when I was a teenager. Day number next. I am wearing the same clothes as yesterday. It's just how I do. I pick one outfit and run it through the whole week. It's so efficient, it's amazing. So I finished the painting, I had a good solid night's sleep, and now I'm ready to see what this thing looks like with fresh eyes. I think overall this is great. I'm totally happy with this. Mission accomplished. Who knew when I started this that I could actually finish it? So much stress and resistance to get this ball moving? Oh my God. Thanks for coming along with this journey. The plan is to make these consistent, so there's me putting it out there. Now I'm responsible to myself. Fuck. And all you bike. There's a bike. Everybody satiated. We're gonna play a little word association game. I say like, and you find a button that has the same word on it, and you push it, you get a prize. And if you've made it this far, you might as well reward yourself by hitting this button right here. Last minute Larry over here. Hey, I got prints of this painting. They're available right here. Check them out. Enjoy life. Thank you for watching. Eat your vegetables. God bless them. And here's a video about art and bikes. We're gonna divide the room right there. What?